Alia here. So on this video today, I want to talk about the topic of perfectionism and how perfectionism is a form of self-sabotage. So what is perfectionism? Well, perfectionism is the need for everything that you do to be perfect, to be flawless before taking action. And the reason I want to talk about this topic today is because what I do is I work with professional women and entrepreneurs and help them to build the confidence in themselves so they can start taking action towards their goals and their dreams and live a life that they feel excited about and actually love. And what we do is identify the barriers that are getting in the way. And one of the biggest barriers that get in the way that I see so often is this need for everything to be perfect before even taking that first step. Now, the thing is, if this is something that you do, you are massively holding yourself back right now. You know, the reality is there is no such thing as perfection. There is always some way that you can improve whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that you're doing. There's some way that there can be improvements. But by needing everything to be perfect, you're placing unrealistic standards on yourself, this pressure on yourself to do even more and more. Even if you've put in so much effort already, you've put in a lot of work, it's still not enough. And by constantly, having this feeling and this pressure to be perfect and to do everything perfectly, it's being really hard on yourself and giving you this feeling that you're not enough and what you're doing is not enough as well. And what that results in is you having this idea, this is something that you really want to do, but you're paralyzed. You're paralyzed by inaction. You're not even taking that one step because you're like, no, I can't do it yet. I can't take that first step. Maybe you want to start blogging. Maybe you want to start putting videos out on social media. Maybe you want to share your ideas at work. You want to put something forward, an idea for a project, but you're like, no, unless it's absolutely perfect, I can't. And just think about it, maybe you'll wait a week, then maybe that week results in a month, then 6 months, then a year, and then before you know it, you've had so much time that's gone that you've just been sitting on this idea and it's been sitting inside of you and it's been clouding your mind, it's been sitting there, putting this weight on you that you don't need to have, that you've placed on yourself. And that right there is self-sabotage, because you're the one who's getting in the way of doing something that you could potentially love to do, that you could potentially be really great at. You're holding yourself back from being recognized by other people and opening doors for yourself. So, yes, it's important to, work hard, put in a lot of effort, have high standards for yourself. But then there needs to be a time where okay, I've put in a lot of efforts. Now is the time to let go. There has to be that point where you're like, okay, I've done enough now. I trust myself. It's time to put it out there. It's time to put myself out there. And you have to allow yourself to make mistakes. You have to give yourself the space to know that you might mess it up. You might make mistakes. And it's inevitable. I mean, you're human. You're not a machine. We mess things up. We can have the best plan in the world. We can have everything planned out from A to Z, but something can just be thrown in the mix and the plan is messed up somehow. Things don't go according to plan. And so we've got to be able to let go of some of that control and say, it's okay, I've done what I can and now I'm putting it out there and I'm just trusting in myself and trusting in the process. And just have that trust in yourself that if you do mess up, it's absolutely okay. It will be fine. You will figure it out. And in your mind, you think that people care so much, but actually people really don't care as much as you think they do. Most people are so busy with their own lives and everything they've got going on in their own lives. It's very unlikely that they're just focusing on that little mistake that you made. So my message today is just start by loving yourself a little bit more in order to say, right, I'm going to ditch the need to have everything 110%. I've already got this far. It's now about trusting myself and putting it out there. I'm going to love myself enough to take that step. And even if you do mess up, the great thing about messing up is that you're growing, you're learning. You're learning, okay, well, what works? What doesn't work? How can I do things differently next time so that I can improve? What can I do better next time? But if you're just stagnant and you're stuck and you're not taking any action, then there's nothing to learn. You're just in one point, there's no movement. At least by getting stuck in, there's momentum. You're actually heading in a direction. And if it doesn't go to plan, again, there's nothing lost because you've only gained lessons along the way. Just love yourself a little bit more by trusting in yourself and saying it's okay that it's not 200%. I mean, what even is 200%? What even is perfect? Anyway, there's no such thing. And just trusting in yourself to go for it and take that first step.